Okay, now I gotta figure. Of course, somebody has to come now. Okay, now I just gonna have to wait till somebody gets here and tells me if my sound is okay. Whoever's here, can you tell me? Can you hear me? I don't know if that's up as far as it goes. I've been doing this for a while, so it seems like I keep getting. Somehow I get stopped from doing my live streams. So if people haven't noticed, I haven't been doing any for a while. It's been a lot. Hi there, Tarnation. What in the tarnation are you doing? Okay. I want to talk to people about what all these so-called diseases are. Hi. And if anybody's having experiences with them and what your symptoms are, because I think that they're all related, all these sort of newer diseases like Morgellons and actually I just looked up the Lyme and that was from the 70s. I think that started. But this shit's been going on for a long time, what they're doing to us, how they're attacking us. These diseases are made. They're somehow if it involves like insects, ticks, mosquitoes, any of these, however they can synthesize these bugs to carry whatever they're carrying. I don't know if it's a frequency or some kind of technology that's in these insects that are creating these conditions in people. But a lot of the symptoms, if you look at them, because I was trying to do that before I started, look up different symptoms to see how they overlap each other. I mean, a lot of them are fatigue and skin lesions and or some kind of rash or something. They're almost all the same. They cause tiredness, they cause this, that, and the other thing. But I think it's all about the radiation, the EMFs, however they're directing these things through the air, through the ground, because these fires are electrical, so they're starting them from underneath the ground and making them go up, as opposed to something coming down, lightning, fire, like wildfires. These are not natural fires. So maybe these so-called diseases are electrical too, on some level. I mean, a lot of this stuff is like really hard to talk about, especially when you're talking to people who can't comprehend it, can't like absorb the information. Like I was talking to this lady the other day at a farmer's market, and I was saying, I was telling her some different things that were happening, and she had some body problems like overweight and different things she had going on with her, and I was trying to give her some feedback because that's my field. I've been in the healing arts for over 50 years. And then I asked her if she wanted to know about the vitamins, and she said no. She did not want to know. So people would rather carry on taking their bullshit, synthetic vitamins rather than know what they are. Because I wanted to bring in my, I have bottles of vitamin D3, and I have a box of diati0n, rat poison, and they both have the same active ingredient. people don't want to hear this. They want to keep taking it, I guess, because it's just going to slowly kill them. I mean, we're bigger than rats, so it's just going to take a longer time. And then I found out about some of the, I found out that diati0n, the company, they have changed, like it used to be wayfarin was the main ingredient, the active ingredient, and they had to stop that because it was so deadly. I don't know if anybody remembers the wayfarin debacle back when. And then they replaced it with the cholecalciferol. I say it different. I don't know, cholecalciferol. I don't know, I guess it could be pronounced either way, but either way, it's the same exact ingredient that they use to kill rats, and we're just bigger rats to them, and it just takes longer. It doesn't happen like it takes 3 days for it to kill a rat. So it just takes longer for us. I mean, you keep taking the same poison over and over and over, it's going to build up in your system, and eventually. Hi, Ray. How you doing there, buddy? Hope you're feeling better. So anyhow, people just really don't want to hear about it, I guess, because they would have to do something about it. And most people don't want to do something about it. So I don't know what my thing is saying, that there's X amount of people in here, and when it's saying 0 when there's people leaving comments. So so yeah. So how you doing? So I'm wondering, now that you're here, I'm thinking maybe what you have going on with you has to do with this radiation too. Like almost everybody is affected. We should not be getting sick really at all. I mean, if they weren't putting poisons and toxins in everywhere, in the food, in the cosmetics, in the deodorant, in the this, that, and the other thing, they're just putting it everywhere. You can't get away from it. So, like, I mean, I have such a list of avoidance. Yeah, rash is a big one. That goes along with a lot of them because Morgellons has a rash, the Lyme has a rash, these are all related. And like I was just looking up Havana syndrome, which they were talking further, and there was people who were affected by it, and they came to the conclusion that it was radiation sickness too, or poisoning on some level through the radio frequencies and stuff that are being put into our breathing air. It's everything. It's just everywhere. You can't get away from it. It's like so hard to avoid. I'm like down to like a dozen foods that I allow myself to have. It's mostly dairy, mostly raw, my raw milk and cheese, and like if I eat bread, that's a big cheat for me. So I have to avoid. I've been avoiding the bread, but it's so easy to, there's so many things that involve it, wheat and flour, like a sandwich or tacos, or just on and on and on. It's just like so much there that you can't get away from it. Like, I mean, I did stop it. My daughter actually stopped it. So I'm so glad that my daughter is doing some of these things. She didn't circumcise her son. And if you know, that's a big deal for her because she's kind of like a normie. I hate to say that, but she kind of is. So I don't know. Yeah, I only eat once a day too. I have my main meal, which is pretty small compared to most people what they eat. Like if what people eat in one day would feed me for like a week, and most of it I wouldn't eat anyway. So yeah, it's best to do that. And then I just might have a snack like before bedtime. I'll have my raw milk because that helps make me sleepy, and I drink that and have maybe like some little cracker cookie or something with it, just to have, because it's just hard to drink just straight milk without washing something down with it. I don't usually eat with my meals at all because I don't know, I always thought that was just diluting your enzymes, but I think you should mostly just eat your food and let your enzymes break it down and not add water or something to it to just dilute it. Yeah, the air does feel pretty. The heat, I was like so sick over when I took this trip around the country like I usually do every year. But this time, because I didn't go this winter, I decided to go and didn't. And of course, I ran into every heat wave. I swear there was. I went down the West Coast, and that wasn't too bad till I got through California, and then it started getting hot, like going through New Mexico and Nevada, New Mexico, and then by the time I got to Arkansas, I started getting sick there. Well, first I got sick, started a little bit in Oklahoma, but then by the time I got to Arkansas, I was like just really getting sick, and then I decided to go to the coast and go to the Carolinas, and then there was a heat wave there. So then I left. I stayed 2 days in North Carolina, where I really like North Carolina. I go to Wrightsville Beach there near Wilmington, and then it was just too hot there. I couldn't get past 2 days. I went into the water. I was there, like I couldn't even stay even at the beach. It was so hot. I felt the radiation. So I says, okay, I'm just going to go north and keep just heading north. And the further north I got, the hotter it was. Like I was heading toward Virginia Beach. And it was like 100 degrees in all these places. Just was getting hotter and hotter and hotter and it was getting more and more humid too. And I was just sick. I just couldn't. And then so I decided, well, I'm not going to New England. I'm going to have to do that another time and maybe in the fall. And then I just headed towards Montana to hook up with my friend there that does the van life. And it was cooler there because it was higher elevation, and it was nice being there. I went to Kalispell, and then I went to Missoula, Montana, which I really liked it there. And I went to a lot of dance. That's where I did all the dance classes. I did like four or 5 days in a row. I did all these different dance classes. If you see the one I posted about the West African dance teacher and all the drummers and everything. That was so cool. I love to do that. So, oh, hi, Oki. How you doing there? Looking good. I feel like shit. So, but thank you for the compliment. But I don't feel good. I've been so sick I was like really sick with that heat sickness. I wouldn't go as far as to say I had a heat stroke, but I was on the verge of it. I had like heat sickness, and it just like took me down, man. I was like felt so bad, and I'm just starting to recover from a little bit. I mean, it's definitely cooler here in Washington, but I still feel the radiation. My nervous system is still at effect. I can feel myself like buzzing all the time. Is anyone else feeling this? The actual physical, the radio waves, I mean, they've been around for a long time, but now they're weaponized. Like, I mean, it didn't always feel like this. I've had my different times throughout life where I had different stuff, and I'm starting to count all these different ways that I was affected by these so-called diseases. The first one I really noticed was when I had fibromyalgia and the chronic fatigue syndrome. And then next I ended up with the Morgellons. And then I have what looks like to be Havana syndrome and, and Lyme disease. They all seem to have these same basic symptoms of, like disease or whatever you want to call it. But it's just, it's just crazy how much they correlate with each other. And not enough people are talking about it. And I'm sure people are experiencing these different things and they don't even know what it is, or the doctor doesn't know. The doctor's not going to know anyway because they tell you bullshit. So I don't think it's all about the cleansing. It could be part of it, could be that. I mean, I do the cleansing every day and the detox, or I do the flush every day. I drink a gallon of water with 2 tablespoons of sea salt. I drink most of that in the morning to make me get the runs, and then I get that through, and then I will start to eat after that. So I go like 16 hours without eating. So I usually eat earlier in the day, and like I have like a lunch, and then I don't, and I might have a snack later, but then I quit eating by 6 o'clock or 7 at the latest. And now that it's summer, so I'll probably go back earlier in the winter. And I can tell some of the things that are the result of doing, fasting and cleansing and stuff like that. But this is not normal stuff. It doesn't fasting. I've done fasting before in my life, and detoxing. I've always ate pretty good, healthy. I mean, some of the things now I realize like that are not so healthy, like vegetables aren't as healthy as you think. Because you can't digest them, and it like Darko just put out a video. Darko Velchik put out a video. If you want to go watch his video, he's talking about vegans. If you're gonna just eat vegetables and want to be a vegan, you need to eat your shit. And he doesn't usually talk like that. So I mean, I was trying to make a joke where he could have put like would have looked like clickbait, but it was real. He didn't say that. Like eat shit if you're gonna want to be healthy. Okay, let me see what you're saying here. I look younger. Okay, well that's good if it's doing something like that, because I was going through a really bad period of time, but this last sickness that I just had was killing me. The heat and the radiation, and it was more than just the heat. I mean, heat is heat. I lived in Phoenix for 3 years. How I did that, I don't know, but I mean, this was places where it's like cool and stuff. So it had to be more than the heat. It was the radiation. It had to be. So they can ferment what with a bottle? What are you talking about? I don't know what that means. Well, that's good since you haven't seen me. I don't eat my shit, but I don't have a big thing against it. Like the people are so obsessed with, germs and stuff. Why do you think kids eat dirt? Because there's minerals in that. I like people are like obsessed with washing their hands. I wash my hands like maybe twice a day, if that. So it's crazy, like germs aren't like to be afraid of. They're our friends, actually. The bacteria is our friends, and people want to get rid of even parasites. Parasites will, clean up like all kind of shit in your body, like tumors and boils and cysts and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I guess if you keep feeding them, they're going to keep getting bigger and bigger and not like, you know, but they have a job to do. I always thank my microbes and everything for taking good care of me. The They can ferment. I don't know what you mean they can ferment with a bottle or whatever that means. Everything all vegan food, they can grow bacteria. It's like eating this shit. So yeah, so in other words, what Darko was saying, that in order for them to be healthy, because they're not getting all their nutrients and stuff like that from their food, their shit has more nutrition in it than the food they're actually eating. And all medicinal foods are toxic. Like all garlic and all that stuff. Like I cheat with onion. I love onion, but it is toxic. And garlic and all the spices and everything, they're all toxic. All medicinal stuff is toxic. So, like it's not meant to be every day. You take it when you need it to do its job as a medicine. I don't know if I could go far as to eat it, but people are doing it though. But I would hope that they're eating healthy, like not a bunch of garbage, like, you know, like just eating at McDonald's and then eating their shit. That would just compound it, I would think. So, but like in the case of the vegans, where they're pretty clean, maybe, as long as they're not, I don't know. I just feel bad for the vegans. They don't realize that they're not. They're not healthy. They think they're healthy and they think they're doing the right thing by not eating animals. But plants are just as sentient, if not more so, than animals. So they're full of shit when they say that. They should be eating it since they're so full of it. Free food. Really. But anyway, so I was hoping people would like kind of share their symptoms, what they're going through, to help other people to understand it's not just, other people are going through these things and they think maybe it's just them or something that they're doing. They're maybe doing all the right things and then they still feel bad or they still have, the effects of the radiation poisoning, radiation sickness, whatever you want to call it. It's just, I don't know how to deal with it all. And now there's some things like Tony talked about, Tony Pantalaresco. So many people probably know him if you're here. He was talking about how all the frequency machines are like not a good thing to do. Like people can zap themselves to death with these things. But I need to talk to him again and ask him which ones are okay to use and which ones aren't. Because I just kind of learned about Hilda Clark and her zappers and all what she uses are harmful. I think, the frequencies, if you don't know what frequencies you're using and how to adjust them to what your condition is, you shouldn't even be messing with that stuff at all. 6G is going to be to what? 6G's already been here. It's beyond 7G now. But that's all the smart dust and the implications of it. It's like way worse. I think, people think that 5G is just to run their cell phones, and it's beyond that. It's way beyond that. Oh, going on. I think see what you're saying. Okay. We're getting hit by Elon. Elon is a joke. I wouldn't put any trust in that guy if he's a guy. I don't even know if he's a person. He seems like really like AI to me, and all these stories about him. He just appeared out of nowhere. I have never seen in all my years of paying attention to stuff. Like I never saw anybody come on the scene like that, just and take off and be such a powerful influence on people, just out of nowhere. He's like the richest man in the world. Get out of here. None of this stuff. I don't believe all the way back to Shakespeare and all this other stuff. I think they get somebody, and I think this about Tesla too. And like I said, I have a real strong connection with Tesla. Like if reincarnation was real, I'm Nikola Tesla. But not that I necessarily believe in that reincarnation stuff. But if it's real, I have all the implications that I was him. Like I was born like 8 years after he died. And I have all these connections with him in all these different same cities that he was in. New York, he died in New York and I was born in New York. Like 8 years later, like I said. And on the same day, we had the same exact birthday yet, July 10th. And then just like he has these associations with Pittsburgh, which is where I did all my training and studying mostly for my degree. I think that this tech has been around, like it's been around and before he was around. And he's the face for it. He gets to be the one that, granted, he may be intelligent and did some things and discovered some things and had some good things going on, but I think he kind of became a snob after it went to his head. Power corrupts. But he was, I don't know that he really discovered these things. I think they were already there and they just need somebody to attach it to give credit to. Just like they're doing with Musk and Trump and all these different entities or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they are. And now they're showing all these different people that are the same, playing different roles in different parts and stuff like that. Who knows how real or whatever that is, but some of these bloodlines or whatever they are go way, way, way back. And it's just like all these you see all the pictures of them that they look identical. Let's see what you're saying. It's got to be shooting microwaves at the Starlink, which means it's hitting us all. You mean like hitting it and coming back like a ricochet effect? Possibly, but I think they have direct. I think they can direct it towards an individual, just like they did with all those politicians with the Havana syndrome that were, these are high up people in whatever their positions were, but they were high up people, and then they all just get it at the same time, and then other people start getting it too. Like they could direct it. It's like a directed energy weapon. They could direct it to you. They put thoughts in your head. I'm sure people are aware of the obtrusive thoughts that you get that aren't your thoughts. I never think like that. That's not my typical way of thinking. And then here, it's like, get out of here with that shit, man. That's not my thoughts. But people aren't always aware of that. What are their thoughts and their own thoughts? Trumbo, the Nazi bio. Trump. Yeah, I don't know. These characters are something else. They're just like, I can't believe how people fall for it. It's like crazy to see like them believing in him and fighting for them and standing up for them. All this stuff, if they can't see that it's not real, that it's all staged. It's like a show, like we're in a movie, like it's the Truman. Just whatever. This is not real. I have too much to compare it to. I've been here for 74 years. Like, I've been seeing things before some people were even born, weren't even here. What does this tell me? Oh, what does that mean? Yeah, I bet Einstein and all of them. You knew how old I was, okay? I thought you did. I just had my birthday last month, so I'm in my 75th year. So I think I'm at the point where I've done enough healing work on myself and on others and helped others to heal. And I think I'm at the point where I can call myself a shamaness. Like, really. I mean, I've literally helped people to heal. I don't take credit for people that call themselves a healer. I mean, you could have special abilities and stuff like that, but I really think that the person who's being healed has to want it. Thank you. Oh, hi there, Heather. How you doing? Good to see you here. Yeah, say hi. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling okay, hon. I wanted to come and visit you too. I might make a special trip just to visit all the people I know in California, like different parts of California, and just make that a whole trip of itself. But be a while yet. I just got to recover from this trip I just took. That heat and the radiation just kicked my ass. I couldn't do anything. I could hardly bring myself. I couldn't even do a live stream. It just kept making me so sick. I couldn't even do it. Thanks. I need all the help that I can get. You're in Serbia now? You're always somewhere else, man. You're the world traveler. You're everywhere. I mean, I just travel around America, which is a big country. So I just went down. I just took this trip from Washington down through Washington. I visited two people one in central Washington and one that was almost in Oregon. He's at the Oregon border, where I did my mud bath. Where's Ron? Say hi to Ron. Shout out to Ron. And then I went from there and went down into California and went and checked out my vehicle and stuff, did some stuff in California. Then I started heading southeast and cut through Nevada and uh, New Mexico, and on my way to Oklahoma, where I hooked up with Brandon from Journey Points Home. Shout out to Brandon. And uh, then I went to, let me see, first, yeah, that was, I get them mixed up. And then I went to Arkansas, where I visited Josh and his girlfriend, Vivian, there. So shout out to them. And then I was getting so hot in my van, and it was like 100 degrees, over 100 degrees. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to head to the Carolinas. And I did that. It was hot there and even more humid. So then I couldn't even stay there. So then I thought, well, I'll just go up to the New England states, the 4 states that I haven't been to yet in all the continental United States. And I headed towards Virginia Beach, and it was another heat wave there. So it was just crazy. So then I headed to Montana, where I went and visited my van life friend, who has a channel too. So shout out to Wanda Wander. I am back in Washington right now. I came back home, but I was gone not quite a month, like, but so I was really sick with the heat stroke, and either that plus the radiation sickness was just making me so sick I could hardly function, man. I felt so bad. So then I just came back home, and okay, thanks for stopping by there, Heather. Catch up with you later. You're in, yeah, you're in Serbia, right? so, so what language is it there? Is it Croatian, or what is the language in Serbia? It's not called Serbian, right? Oh wow, Danny, and Danny travels all over too. I think. I think he goes to a lot of different countries. That's the that's the name of the language? Serbsky? What is that? Well, what is Danny? What nationality is Danny? I know he speaks French, but I don't know where he was actually born or where he's based, what his home is. But I know he travels around a lot. Oh, it's called Serbsky? Serbsky. Serbsky. Maybe, I don't know. I guess they speak French in a lot of different countries, because I have friends in West Africa and the Gambia that speak French. So a lot of French speaking going on in Africa, at least in West Africa. I don't know if it's all of Africa or just there, but he speaks. My friend speaks really excellent French. I think like I would like to converse with him in French so I could learn by immersion, French immersion. Uh, he's in Paris. I didn't think he was in France though. I thought he was somewhere else, but I don't know. But I think he does travel around to different countries, doesn't he? I'll ask him when I'm the next time he puts up a video. See, you guys are talking to me and it's saying 0 on my thing. So I mean, I know there's probably not a lot of people here, but I haven't. It's been a while since I've done a actual live stream. I don't even remember the last one I did, and that had been like over a half a year that I went without doing a live stream, from the fall till the spring. I just, like every time I would think to do it, something would either I just felt bad, or I got distracted by something. They literally can make me or you or whoever stop in our tracks doing stuff. Like mine right now, I'm having problems with being able to hold a thought even. Like I go to do something, it's like, oh my God. And I noticed other people are saying, man, they're talking about something, they go, oh, I just lost my train of thought. And they're like, you like try to like make, make yourself remember. And it's something they're doing to us. I mean, I never had this problem in my life, but I know it's part of what they do to intelligent beings to keep us from being able to say anything, I guess, like to be able to teach or inform, whatever. They don't want us to do that. So, anyway. So, the other thing about, unless, I don't know if there's people here, like, I don't know if you didn't know that, Oki, about me and Tesla. Um, one of the biggest things that I have that's directly related to that dude is the fact that on my SAT scores from high school from 1969, I found out that I placed in the top 1% of America, and Westinghouse, who basically is Tesla, Tesla was the name for Westinghouse, um, came and sought me out and offered me to take any kind of engineering I chose. So I picked electrical, and I didn't even know about Tesla at this time. Tesla was not in the history books. He didn't show up until, I don't know, 70s or 80s or something like that in the books. He wasn't, we never even heard of the dude. And then here they are back in 1970 contacting me and offering me class, which I took. I took classes, and then I realized this is not what I want to do. This is not where my heart is. And like it wasn't about money, because engineering is like you can make a lot of money doing that, but that's not what I wanted to do. So I went on with my other beauty culture cosmetology stuff and got my teacher's degree in that, which led me in more into the healing arts, which is where I wanted to be. That's where my heart is. I want to help people. I want to help people to heal and to grow and to know things about stuff that, I mean, it took me all these decades to figure some stuff out. But now I'm getting a lot of, like a few years ago, I had this period where I kept getting these 2-hour downloads of information. It was crazy. Every single night, every day, almost at the same time, later in the day, I just had all this information coming to me. And then it kind of did that for a while, and then it kind of backed off. And now I get it once in a while, but I don't get it like streaming like that continuously, like that was happening. That was crazy. So that was another added part of my like awakening. I don't know. People say they remember their awakening. I don't have any one particular time that I feel like, oh, I just woke up then. Like just gradually, like I don't know. I don't know if I can say I wasn't as asleep as a lot of people, but a lot of people were born into this system not knowing how it used to be, a decade or two or three or four before them. They had no idea what it was like in the past. All they could go by is what they knew, and I just saw all these changes happening over the decades, every, decade and stuff. Now, like I fell prey to the stuff that we got back in the 60s, the whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I fell for that. Became a drug addict. And I overcame it, but still I was affected by it. I got it. I went, took that download or whatever, the mind control, whatever you want to call it. And I was promiscuous. I didn't fall for the feminism shit though. I knew that's probably when I first maybe started waking up to stuff. When I saw that feminism happening, it's like, man, this ain't right. I ain't going for this. I mean, I believe in equality and all that stuff, but the way they were pushing it, and I could see like that was kind of the beginning. I mean, it was before that even, but still, that's when it became real apparent that they're breaking up the nuclear family, And then, homosexuality was normalized and all this stuff. And now look what they're normalizing, all this crazy nonsense with all these trannies and stuff. So do you think there was ever somebody, was Tesla a real person? They invented him to hide me, did they? I don't even know if he was real because there's only like 3 pictures of him. I mean, there's probably a few more of that, but you see the same one all the time in that one position, and then with him with all the expansive machinery or whatever it is behind him, all that. But one thing I think he tried, the free electricity and stuff like that. Now, they already knew that they could do that. They took it from us. So I don't know that he discovered anything really, like in that sense. But I think that, the stuff that they call the death ray, I don't think that was his intent at all. I think he meant that for good. And I believe it has a lot to do with our own power that comes from I think when they show in all these movies and cartoons and stuff, all these lightsabers, that's an extension of our own light coming through us. And that's what happens when we pray over our food. We're actually changing the frequency that makes it better for us. I always pray over my food, even though I eat good food, but especially if I cheat with something, I make sure I bless it or, declare it good for me and make it, like, I don't know if anybody's aware of this. You got a video for me about Tesla? Okay. I'm always open to it. I'm always trying to figure shit out, like as far as this Tesla connection that I got. I mean, there's just so many things. It's just crazy. I mean, just the fact that Westinghouse sought me out and wanted me to work for them and put me through school and paid for my books and my schooling and everything. They just paid my way. And I walked away I ended up getting in a car accident, and in hindsight, I wonder if I subconsciously set up that accident to get out of that. I did get hurt and I had to recover and everything, but it gave me my out to get away from Westinghouse. I didn't want to be part of it. So I'm glad I didn't. I don't know if I can't get that off of there. So you can maybe put that link under the video after it goes up after we're done. You could put it under the comments there and see if it still stays. And if not, we have email, don't we? Talk through email because you could send me through email too. You can even see. Well, that's the light and the frequency and our power and everything. Just, I don't know. I don't know why more people can't make this connection to know, like people don't realize the power they have. And everybody's so dumbed down to think that they're so low, that people need to stand up, man. I don't even think we need a whole lot of people. We need a whole lot of people with the right thinking, with the power, that believe in themselves, that we can change this around somehow. Hi, Precipe. Okay. Well, have a good sleep. What time is it there? You're in Serbia. That's crazy. Oh, every time I talk to you, you're in another country, Poland or this or that, the other. Get around. How's your business going? Anybody that needs websites built? Are you still building websites? So, anywho, the other thing that I was going to talk about was that cholecalciferol stuff, which is the vitamin D that people are taking as a vitamin or a hormone, whatever you want to call it. It's the same friggin' ingredient that the active ingredient that's in rat poison. So I said that they're no longer, they they started removing that, quit making it because of the really toxic poisonous effects that it was having everywhere. They had it, and then I found out that the company that makes both this Rat X now. I looked at this new bag and it's called Rat X. I said that's the same company, I bet, as the decon. I just could tell by, I mean, it's a different package, but just something told me that's the same company. And I looked on the back, and I don't have my bag here. I wanted to look here and even show it to you, like in person if it was, but I don't have it here, so I have to look at it. And the name of the company that supplies, I guess, the cholecalciferol or whatever, these chemicals, it's a chemical company that's supplying it, and people are taking it as a vitamin, a chemical. And the name of the company is, let me get this right. Oh shit. Con. It's called Con Seal. So that has con right in it. It's conning you. And then it's also, if you say the whole word, it's conceal. They're concealing the ingredients. But this company makes all kind of concrete and different kind of things for just all these different chemicals and toxic ingredients that we shouldn't be involved with. But if it kills rats, just because it takes 3 days to kill a rat, probably takes 3 decades or more to kill a person. But it's coming at us from so many different directions. It's not just there, it's not just the supplements. And the supplements are brought to you by who? Big Pharma, right? So you know that they can't be good. I don't know why anybody's trusting in the supplements. Okay, well, since I don't have that, and I wanted to talk more about that, but I don't have that with me with the information I wanted to relay to people. But go check your bottle of vitamin D3 and see what it says on there. It says cholecalciferol, and it it calcifies your arteries, and it just does all this stuff. It doesn't break down. It doesn't build up your bones. It melts the bones of the rats, and it affects their kidneys. And they also, now this new one is an anticoagulant. I don't know how to say the name of the new ingredient that has replaced the cholecalciferol. So they've taken that out, but there's still places you can get that at. I've seen it. I bought it. I have it. So, I mean, I'm not going to use it, but I have it for studying person to prove to people. Here's the bag. Here it says it right here. Here's your bottle of vitamin D3. It's the same exact ingredient. People don't want to know about it. They want to keep on doing it. And there's people whose bones are breaking down that shouldn't be, like Agent, I don't know his number. It's like 1771311 or something like that. It's a big number. He went through this whole process of taking all these supplements. He had hundreds and thousands of dollars invested in all these things, and he was taking all this and bodybuilding and doing all this stuff until he broke his leg in multiple places, and he said, this should not be happening. I should be so super strong. This should not be happening. And he nursed that back and got it, I don't know if he had to wear a cast or had to go through rehabilitation or anything or whatever. And then right after that, healed up, and that got better. His other leg broke. And, it's just like, oh my God. And then there's other stories where it's happening to other people too. But he's somebody that I follow that has direct experience with, the vitamin D and how it just broke him down. So it like melts the bones of the rats. They're just little. And it does it like it hardens their arteries and just all kind of stuff. So I think we have too much calcium in us to begin with. we lack magnesium and we get too much calcium. So you don't need to be taking any calcium. I don't take it all. I don't take any supplements at all. I just rely totally on the sea salt in my water every day. I drink a gallon of water with 2 tablespoons of sea salt in it. And I drink like 3 liters of that in the morning until I go. And then I drink the rest during the day. So my skin is so hydrated and super soft, and just I still have, I still get the things from the Morgellons. I get the lesions and stuff like that, but they're kind of going away, but I still have remnants of them. So hopefully that will. I don't know how that resolves, but I don't get any more. I don't get any more of the fibers, and that's what they consider Morgellons to be, about the fibers. And also, this thing with, is it the limes? And now they got Justin. What's his friggin' name? You know how they always put these Hollywood stars or musicians, like what's her name? Joni Mitchell was talking about the Morgellons, and so now they got Justin Timberlake saying that he's got. I think it's the limes. I'm not sure. I think it's what it is. So they use these people to promote this stuff. They make it like it's a real disease when they're actually creating the disease. So I don't know if everybody could, for me, make a list of your most prominent. It's in the toilet. I don't use toilet paper. There's also asbestos in the toilet paper, so I don't even use it. I get little. I at the thrift stores. I buy like towels, old towels that are thin, like not big, fluffy, fat towels. I don't like those anyway. But the thin kind are usually older and thinner, and then I cut them into like 3-inch little squares, and I use those. I can keep them in my pocket, and everywhere I go, to use the restroom, I use those. I don't use toilet. They just wipe it and just lick it like it's ice cream. Not me. I'm not there yet. But I believe that, I don't know why people are so, I mean, I could see not in the streets and everything like that, but it's not a big deal to throw urine or feces in your garden. What do you think they use? What do you think horse manure is? That's horse shit. So that's what people can use in your garden to promote your garden, to give it the nutrients and everything. What's the difference if it's a horse or a person? It's probably better to have a person to have in your personal garden. And it's the same exact ingredient in the urine analysis. It's what is it? PNP, phosphorus, nitrogen, and potassium. When you buy in the store, those 3 things is the exact same ingredients that your body naturally expels as a waste. Don't you think we're created to just use every little fluid from our body? Like when I do my thing, when I do the cannabis, to do it as a, like I just put up a video about using it as an expectorant to make you cough, because I do a lot. My diet has a big portion of fat in it. The fat is what traps the toxins and the mucus, and then you cough it out when you do it on purpose to cough and get it out. When I do that, tears come because I'm coughing so hard that tears come, and I use those tears on all my lesions and cuts as like, another healing thing. There's got to be a purpose, some kind of purpose for our tears that they don't talk about. They don't want us to know all these things. So, I don't know. I'd like to talk about the biofilm if anybody knows anything about that and how it's it's just coming through me a lot. That's how I get a lot of that. So that might have something to do with the detoxing and the stuff that I do like that. It's just pushing all this biofilm out. Oh, well, that's a good thing. That's the same kind of thing, like putting your hands over it to clean it. I believe that is changing the frequency of it that makes it healthier for us to eat. Because I don't even believe we should have to eat. I think we've been programmed to eat and drink or whatever. Um, so that's why I'm like less and less and less I eat of, starting to eat less and less food. Definitely different type. I like read every label. I even read labels just to learn, not to because I'm going to buy it. But I also found out a lot of these companies, I could tell that they're all like there's only like 5 different companies that sell all of the food. And you could tell the packaging's all the same, the different color boxes, but they're the same dimensions and sizes and everything. They're all standard, so they don't have to keep making so many different kind of boxes and stuff. And then I noticed, like, I was looking at these. I just picked like hamburger buns, and I saw these ones up here were like $4 a package, and these ones down here were like $1.49 or $1.68, whatever they were. They were considerably cheaper. And I compared the ingredients. They were not only were they the exact same ingredients, they were made by the exact same company. Like Franz, I think Franz was one of them, which is kind of nationwide. I think FRANZ, Franz bakeries. They're the more higher priced ones. And then you get these other ones that are like, I don't know what the name of them is. It's just got a different name. There's Bimbo Bakeries or something like that is like the main thing. But it was the same exact company that was putting them out with the same exact list of ingredients, but 2 different prices. So there's that. And I won't buy anything that has natural flavoring in it because natural, babies are as natural as gets. They got this HEK 293 stuff that's from the aborted fetal cells and stuff like that. And they can call that natural because it is natural. Just because something's natural doesn't mean you should eat it. Shit's natural. You can eat that. I'd rather eat shit than natural flavoring. What they're promoting is natural. Like now it says on a lot of the labels on the foods, it's saying now no artificial ingredients, but they slipped in that natural flavoring instead of artificial flavoring. So you think that you're getting something better when I'd rather eat something. Well, not that I want to eat something that's unnatural, no, or artificial. But I think the natural flavor is what is going to be what they're putting in there is making people cannibalistic. I'm going to say that because that's my belief. I really believe that. And so when this zombie apocalypse happens, when they take away the food supply, people are not only just going to be fighting each other for food, they're going to literally be eating each other because they're already primed for that. Especially people that eat out, eat at McDonald's, all these fast food places. What do you think they're putting in this food? That food is not natural. I never eat at a fast food place. I hardly ever eat at a restaurant. And even at restaurants, they don't care about your health. They're going to go with the cheapest possible way to, because I started asking questions like, how do you prepare this? Like I was at one of the first places I asked was a little quaint little Dutch restaurant here it was in Linden, which is sort of a Dutch town. They have windmills and all that stuff. And you would think that they would be more concerned with people's health. And when I asked them, I go, so you make the chili here? They go, no, we just take it out of a can. And I says, and then what? And then they microwave it. So they're You could do that at home for cheap. Why would you go to a restaurant just so somebody can open a can for you and stick it in a microwave? So I don't trust restaurants anymore. One place, another place, I thought, well, that can't be too bad. And then I asked him about the ingredients, and then I found out what they're actually using. These restaurants aren't even preparing half the food that they serve to you. They might put their secret sauce on something, but it's already cut up. It's already half cooked, like pre-cooked or something like that. It's like this is not even half of it's not even real food. So I don't know. So oh, you can go 2 days. That's good. If you could go 3 days on the plasma, that would be like such a good deal. I don't know if you're doing the plasma, but that's like a big thing. I mean, because most people are dehydrated, especially vegans. They don't realize that vegetables do not hydrate you. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just trying to educate them so that they don't, you know, go off thinking that these things are like so good. Why do you think that the system is pushing the veganism? I mean, anything they push, it's anything that's like a hot thing, it's got to be no good for you. So, but anyway, I do really push the sea salted water, and any salt that's not refined is going to be okay, even if it's not necessary. Because I just bought a 50-pound bag of salt. I checked with Darko, and he said it's okay as long as it's unrefined. Like what they give to the animals, the horses and stuff like that. It's a big bag of salt that I bought for $13.99 for 50 pounds. You could spend that much money just on 1 pound of like the Celtic sea salt. The prices of salt's going up. And they're going to try to scare you away from doing the salt. And the salt is like the most healing. It's the easiest, simplest, and least expensive thing that you could do for your health is the salt and water. But now it's getting hard to get good water. We don't even know what we're getting in this bottled water. It's pretty scary. But I mean, and I had this one weird experience. I went to a place that had when I was in Arkansas, my friends told me about this place where they have natural spring water coming out of the side of the hill. So I went and got some of that. And whatever it did, I don't know. I was using those copper bottles, and it did something weird. It turned my shit green. And it's like, I never had that happen before. So I don't know if I just got too much copper or whatever was happening, but it was different. And then after that, I had 3 of those copper bottles. It cost like about $35 a piece. I just put them out by the trash. Somebody can have them if they want them. So I'm not taking in any metals. I'm just not trusting. If anything, the copper was the only metal I really trusted. Aluminum, you can't, like they're sticking stuff in everything, every which way they can get it into you. And it's just crazy how much of it's around that people don't even know. Like that whole thing with the deodorant, it's been a long time that they have aluminum in there. And then it clogs your pores. It doesn't help you. And then people have to move on to a stronger one so they can get even more metals and stuff in them. So the heavy metals is a whole nother discussion with that, because that's coming at us in all different ways. We're getting that, and then the nano size is making it so it can pass the blood-brain barrier. And so I don't know if it's partly that, and maybe the radiation and other stuff, and the whole, coming down from the chemtrails into us, and it's just so many ways they can get it into us. So I mean, just like we're talking about the toilet paper, it's you can't even trust that. People are fighting over it. That's what makes me like, oh my God, these people have no idea. They're fighting over who can get score the most poisons. And then people saying, well, a little bit, in moderation. What, poison in moderation? Are you kidding me? I'll pass on that. So I don't want no poisons in my body. But it's so hard to get away from them when you start to be aware of where they are, where they're lingering and hiding out and everything. And it's like there's like hardly any foods. Like at the stupid market, you pick up, if you go through the packaged processed food part, there'll be, just grab like 10 different boxes of whatever, and read the ingredients, and 8 out of 10 are going to have natural flavor in it. Not to mention all the gums, and they also put different kinds of gums. There's cellulose gum, acacia gum, this kind of gum, that kind of gum, carrageenan, all these different gums that can gum you up. They list like some of them have 3 or 4 different kind of gums, because if they put just one gum that much, they'd have to make it the number one ingredient. So they split it up into like 3 or 4 different gums, so it's way lower at the list, so it doesn't look like so much. And then there's these new things going into the foods that you don't even know what they are. You don't even know how to classify them. Now, this newest one of the newer ones I found was datem, DATEM, which is like for like the word, it's whatever it means. But it's actually, they say it's an emulsifier. But these foods that have these emulsifiers and this and that, and you never had to have it in there before. Like if you knew what the food was like in the 50s and you compared to what it's like, it's like a whole different thing. It's like what we have now is can't even hardly be called food. So I do, my main source of calories is probably the raw milk. I drink probably almost a quart a day. Like I just got a half gallon yesterday and already it's gone. Well, I just got another one today. No, so it was the day before. So like I'll drink a half a gallon in like 2 days. And then egg I put egg into my the duck eggs, raw eggs into it, make it like I guess you could call it eggnog. I don't add sugar though. So, and then I might put like a drop of clove oil, essential oil, or some other peppermint oil or something in it, like essential oil to flavor it. Hi there, El Sharpo. How are you? So I wanted to ask you, El Sharpo, where I think I left you a message under one of your comments. I don't know if you saw it. I was asking where you live because I wanted to come visit you on my trip, but I didn't know where to find you. I thought it was in Michigan, but I don't remember if that's where it was or not. So, uh, so yeah, it's getting harder and harder to find any decent food. So the food I do get, I usually get at the farmer's market. I get local eggs, usually duck eggs, and the meat I get from the farmer's market is from the local cattle ranches. I used to have a place where I could go to. I got it really cheap, right straight from the farm, but then he went to Spokane, so I don't get it from him anymore. So, but I have another couple of connections where I can get decent meat, and I usually just get tenderloin, and I only usually eat like one steak a week, and but it's mostly my raw milk that supplies me most of my calories. And actually, I mean, I'm not fat at all. I don't know, you can't really see in this shirt, it makes me look bigger. But I probably could lose like 5 or 7 pounds or something like that. So I because I was eating bread, I gained weight. So now I'm like going back down again. So, oh, that's another thing about my Tesla connection is if you look it up. I mean, I don't know how true this is because I don't even know if he existed or not. But if you look up how much did Tesla weigh his whole life as an adult, he weighed 142, which is pretty low for somebody that's like 6 foot or more, or whatever he was. And guess what I weigh? 142. When I heard that, I ran to the scale at the Y because that's where I go take my showers usually. And I got on the scale there, and what did I weigh? 142. What are the odds? That's another connection I have. So many. I mean, I could come up with more, you know. I have some of them written down somewhere because it's like I can't always think of them all when I do it. So, and he loved the birds, and I communicate with the birds too. So, and I'm trying to practice telepathy with the birds and the trees and just in general, just the nature and animals and insects and birds, just to and with people, but people, it seems like people, it's hard to get people to want to practice that. So if anybody ever wants to practice telepathy with me, let me know, and we could try to send images or messages or whatever. Like we could just start with just an image, like of something, um, and see if the person can pick it up. Now, when I was in, I don't know if you guys know the Jared's channel. He changed his name again. It's like the third name change, so I don't remember what it is now. But it was just Gnostic Jedi, and he changed it to something else. But I've been trying to send it to him. But during his one of his live streams, one of his one of the people in his chat, we were doing it back and forth, and she wanted me to guess what it was that she was looking at, and I did it. That was so cool. So I want to do more of that if anybody's interested in doing that with me. So that was fun, especially when I figured it out what it was. And she was, it took a few like clues for her to send me the image, but I got it fairly quickly. See, I'm not getting all my email, hun, so maybe send it again because I would have remembered if you sent that. So I did remember it was in Michigan, right? Yeah, I definitely will come back through the, like, I did not end up going through Michigan because I was so sick at that time. I was heading, like I said, I was heading towards Virginia Beach, and then the heat was so intense and the radiation or whatever the hell was going on. I just said, I got to get out of here. I have to go back home or go further north. I went to a higher elevation, and then I started to feel a little better when I got to Montana. So Michigan might have been, I don't know, did they get over 100 degrees there when the heat waves were happening? So yeah, I tried to find you to tell you that I was near there, but I couldn't, and I wasn't doing my live streams. I could hardly function, man. It was awful. Yeah, so it was like hot everywhere, but it was especially hot up like in the like like around New England and the coast up there. It was just like Virginia. It just was like, wow, it's just too much for me. So I had to just keep going, moving on, and said, go back home now, and then go again in the winter time, maybe in the fall, because I wanted to go to Maine, and they said the best time to go was in the fall because Maine is one of the states I haven't been to yet. So, and then after I do those New England states, then the only the only state I will not have been in would be Alaska, and that's like a pretty far off destination for me to go there, because I'd have to go through Canada, and I'm not even allowed in Canada. I'm considered a felon in Canada, even though I didn't do anything wrong to deserve that. I have a misdemeanor DUI, and I don't even drink. It was a traffic violation, and you know how these cops are. They just turn something into something that it's not. And they were on their quota thing, so they could get their monthly whatever in. I was just weaving on the road, and they called that. Because my daughter was showing me the map, and every time I looked at the map, I turned the wheel a little bit, so it was kind of going like that. So I was not incapacitated. I wasn't high or drunk or nothing. Yeah. I'm such a gangster. Oh my God, it's so crazy. This world is like getting nuttier by the day. It's like, oh my God. It's just like every day it's some other weird thing, you know? It's just like something else. It's like, come on, man. You gotta laugh at it and make. That's why I wish that. That's why I like being, um, meeting people in real life, because that, like, I met that group of people that I was like my little tribe there a little bit, like, and they were saying like we don't even know how real it is. So it was nice to like it, that I showed up in person in real life to show that we can come together and talk in real life. We don't have to have do it on the internet, which is, I don't know if it's dying or dead or whatever, but it's doing something weird that's making me less attracted to it and not want to interact with it so much. So it was nice to meet all these people in real life that I've been talking to online and in their chats and everything. So that was kind of cool. So there was, well, the other person I had already visited a couple times where I get the mud bath, and we actually went together and got fresh dirt to put in the mud. We found a construction site that had nice new clean dirt. Not that it mattered that it was dirty or whatever. I mean, dirt's dirt. It's got all the minerals and stuff like that. And he's got copper wire wrapped all around this tub and everything. It's super hot. God, that felt so good, so healing. And then I met another few more people that I talk to all the time online, and then meet them in real life. It's really cool when you can do that. We showed that you can do that. Now I don't like goat milk for whatever reason. It doesn't, like, after like a couple days, I just, the taste I can't. But I do cow's milk raw. I like that. But I probably could real goat milk. No, I don't boil nothing like that. I think cooking food destroys it. I mean, not that I do eat some cooked food, and I still haven't brought myself to be able to eat raw meat yet. I mean, I cook it less and less, but and try to keep it redder as red as possible. But it's, oh, there goes the light in my eyes. So I guess they're going to be closing pretty soon or something. Yeah.
A little less than 15. Okay.
Okay. They're getting ready to close, so I have to get off pretty soon. I'm at the library in case you didn't notice all the books behind me. But then they just opened this door and it's like hit me right in the eye. So yeah, I do cream that's pasteurized. And I will drink goat milk if it's fresh, like day of, like if they just milked it, then that's okay. But since I have, my refrigerator is not working all that well, it like I don't even have a freezer that I can count on. I do have a refrigerator, but it's not charging properly. So it just is on and off here and there. So I have to buy ice all the time. So, okay. Well, thanks for all your love. And I guess I will just say goodbye now and get the heck out of here. How ungrateful to see you. What does that mean? How ungrateful to see you. Okay, I didn't think you meant that, but okay. Well, okay, and I'll check for your email. And anyone else that wants to email me, my email address is in my about page on my channel. So you could just go there if you want to send me an email or something. Okay. Well, thanks so much for coming, everyone, and hanging in there. And I'll try to do this more often. I don't know. This is usually about the time I do it. I was doing it on Thursdays, but I don't know. I couldn't yesterday. I had stuff I had to do. So that'll usually be about the time I come on. It might be a different day. Maybe on Sunday or something I might do it. But the thing on Sunday is the library's closed. So I have to find somewhere else to do it where I can plug in my dinosaur laptop that's so heavy. But this is what I use to do my live streams. So Anyway, I think I will just go get on out of here and hope you all have a good rest of your night and look forward to seeing you again. Come back, y'all, now. Much love to everyone around the world.